You see the dirt bike loaded in the back of the truck? Truck's running. I ain't got no gas cans though. I only mean one of two things. Bike's going to the shop, which it's not doing that. Or we're getting rid of it, which that's happening. We're getting rid of it. I ran into a deal I couldn't resist, and we're gonna make things shake. So sadly, old trusty, old reliable 300 here is hitting the road, Jack. I'm glad I met it. I'm glad I got it tuned and out of some hands that didn't know what in the world they were doing with it, with 50 pounds of front air, or 50 pounds of air in the front tire, and rebound settings all the way jacked up. Everything was just messed up on this bike when I first got it. Had a bald tire. It was ugly. But yeah, got a deal I couldn't resist. Trading this for another two-stroke 300, so stay tuned to see what that is. And some cash. We couldn't resist cash. So stay tuned and watch out. Check it out, boys and girls and ladies and gentlemen. We made it back. And here it is. And you are probably screaming at yourself just as much as... Oh, because it's a little heavier than the KTM. It's definitely different. But it goes with the current theme of the garage. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome the big bore Husqvarna. So this is the 300 we went and got. Plus some money. So it's a 2012. Looks pretty clapped. Currently doesn't run, but it apparently came with the parts to make it run, so we're gonna check that out real quick. Look at that thing. Look at that. What an absolute clapped out specimen, honestly. But the way I was looking at it, the bike's 11 years newer than the old 300 I had. It supposedly came with the parts that make it run. So let's see if we can actually make it run. First thing I already found out, it leaks gas from this petcock over here, so that's pretty cool. I think there's dog dew on the rear tire. Pretty cool. Just like all these other Husqvarnas in the garage, it's missing the seat bolt. Prime. These handlebars actually should be on that thing. So, lucky for me, I still have a bunch of old KTM parts, and somewhere amongst those is a pair of handlebars. And I remember liking the way the 300 felt. Or the old EXC, the old one. I'm gonna miss that bike. It was a good one. You guys see it out there on Facebook, whatever, snag it up. It was a good bike. It was a good bike. I don't see it going too bad. But let's hop on this one, see if we can't make it run. It's got gas in it, so let's try and make it pop over and go crazy. So, we got all the parts here in a box that came with it, supposedly to make it run, and the spare carburetor. So, right here, you guys can't see it, I'm gonna bring it over to you. This is a HPI ignition system for the bike. It ran fine with it on there. I have no clue why he took it off, but this is just the information he's giving me. This bike could be totally trash, and I may need to part it out, which is whatever. Kind of suck, but whatever. So, there's that. I found this flywheel in here that looks relatively new, with a weight on it, so that's pretty cool. This looks like exhaust bracket. Do not know on that one. And possibly some fuel line. And that's about it. So, the original, if you guys didn't know, now you know, Ducati used to make the ignition systems for these bikes, which I'm assuming that's why they are notoriously junk. If you read about them, I think it was this portion that would go up, not this portion, but I'm not 100% sure. A lot of people complained about the Ducati systems on these bikes, though, and they got replaced with stuff like this. So, hopefully this works, and it starts, and it runs, and we can actually have some fun with it. There's nothing super notable about the bike. It does have the KYB suspension and shocks. KYB front forks and Sachs rear shock, I believe. Doesn't matter to me. Because if we can't get the thing to run, that's not going to matter. It's got a giant zip tie on the back. I don't know why he didn't just kind of run it through like I do on the 99 over there. I thought these bikes were supposed to come with V-Force 3 reeds, but I don't see V-Force 3 reeds. So, yeah. I'm gonna get started blasting the bike apart. It looks like, moved the camera a little bit too much there. Looks like we'll be starting on this side over here, though. Let's see if it'll let me zoom in at all. Of course not. So, get you guys set up, brought down, and I think that's where we'll be starting, is on this side. Obviously, we're going to check if it has oil. It does have some sort of gas in it. The guy said he ran recreational 90 in it. Most of my bikes run 110 octane. Whatever. It doesn't bother me. So, let's get to it. Disappointment and shame. Disappointment and shame. So, what we ran into here is my flywheel tool, as you see, doesn't fit. No way, no how. Pretty cool. So I got this one from my mom's house. I don't know what it goes to, and it doesn't say what it goes to on the package. Too small. Doesn't work. Also got this guy. And also doesn't work. So I think I know why the guy was so willing to give me money plus the bike for the KTM. KTM doesn't take that special of parts. So it's alright though. Guys, your boy here already ordered a whole flywheel removal, tool removal kit, whatever, tool kit. And happens to include this one, the one for the YFZ, the one for that KTM over there, and both of those Husqvarnas. You know, anything else I happen to run into, for the most part, it looks like. So, pretty cool stuff. Otherwise, though, kind of stops the video right here for the moment being. Is that the end of the video? No. For you, it will be just a flash. For me, it is going to be 3 days. So, I'll see you guys in 3 days. For you, it's gonna be like 30 seconds. Till then, hopefully these tools work. What's up? I'm back with the Husqvarna 300 again. Didn't make a whole lot of progress. Sorry, just trying to adjust that camera. Haven't made a whole lot of progress, and yeah, it doesn't start still. But got this today, which is a flywheel puller set for this Ducati ignition. Came with gloves, so obviously we're gonna wear them. Slap these bad dudes on. So yeah, these bikes came with a Ducati ignition system, if you didn't know, and I have a HPI, or horsepower ignitions, whatever you want to call it. There's another distributor here in America, calls them something a little bit different. Not 100, not sure. But yeah, we're gonna pop this off real quick and see if we can actually take care of this, because we got, there it is right there. Here it is. It's off. It worked. It's pretty rough looking. Looks like it's kind of falling apart. So it won't surprise me. Still got the word of key in it. So we're gonna have to take that off to make this work. Which is cool. So go ahead and take this fuel tank back off real quick. Here. Because this is going to be a significant amount of work to make this work. So, got that off. It's basically all this in place. Cool stuff. Down here, 10 mils. It's not 10, is it? Oh. That's a 7, boys. Pay attention to what you're getting at. Alright. I'll tell you what. Let me come back to you guys. I got this off. And I'll turn on the time lapse and whatnot, and you can kind of go through this boring experience a little bit faster at least. Deal? Deal. Alright, so I got it installed. Get the switch pulled up here. Hopefully it still works. I guess this thing decides it wants to take off. Something's telling me it's not going to start with this either. Ow! Alright, so yeah, we still got kickback issues. That's cool. Alright, well, give me a minute. That hurt. Yeah. I think it's time to put the right boot on. Probably go back through this thing, make sure I got everything installed correctly, and then I'm sure I didn't break my foot just then. Be back. So. We got it all installed. Everything's looking good. It's smoky in here, so that must mean one thing, right? Hey, you need to make sure that this thing's top dead center. It's like every time I put it on camera. It runs, ladies and gentlemen. It runs after fighting it tooth and nail. We can put it back together. There's a bit of a starting procedure to it, but it's alright. Did have a bit of an accident on the when I was installing it. Broke a wire, so I'm gonna have to butt connect it or solder it back together or something. I can't find my solder anywhere, so it's probably gonna be butt connected for now, which is fine. But it runs, it freaking runs, and it sounds healthy. Now, one thing I did notice about this bike, and I find kind of weird, and maybe some of you Husqvarna guys will know. If it's a true WR300, which I do believe it is, but sometimes parts are hard to come by, although this one's kind of weird. It does not have V-Force 3 reeds. I'm pretty sure these bikes came factory with V-Force 3 reeds. So, I think I want to install a set of those on this, because when I pulled these out, they were for an 01 CR250. And no, not a Honda. Kind of the reason these bikes are, well, the CR125s over there are kind of hard to find parts for, and older Husqvarna CR250s are hard to find parts for, is because they're named CR250. These WRs are a little bit easier because they're more parts specific. When you go to look up a WR, they only made this bike from 09 to 14, I think, so. One thing that does tell me it was a 2012 is it did have a Ducati ignition system on it. So, yeah, I do think it is a 2012. I think it was just kind of parted together, because if you also look on the other side of the swing arm, it says HC 01 250. So, probably Husqvarna CR250 as well. Doesn't look too different. I don't know. But the big thing is, it freaking starts and it runs and it doesn't sound bad. So that's what I would call a freaking success, yo. So next we're gonna probably swap these bars over to a set of KTM bars I have, check the oils, and make sure everything's okay. But for now, I do need to go back through and butt connect some things, and you know, just clean up my job here and put it all back together. But for now, I think that's where we're going to stop because the bike actually did start and it sounds good. I thought I was going to have issues with this HPI ignition because it looked like the spark just wasn't big comparative to what I was getting inconsistently on the Ducati system. But I'll tell you what, if you know what you're doing, this is a first kick bike. So I just don't know what I'm doing. So I keep getting kicked back. But other than that, it's here. Check it out. See, it's still ugly right now. We're gonna get that fixed. I promise you we're gonna get that fixed. But for now, it's late. I'm sure my neighbors love the sound of a two-stroke at about 10:30 at night, 11 o'clock. So I'm gonna end the video there. You guys have a great night. Stay tuned because we're definitely gonna be messing more with this and that and other things. Thank Lord this Facebook deal did not go so terribly wrong. Don't get me wrong, I still kind of got the short end of the stick here, but didn't go so terribly wrong that I'm regretting everything. Because you guys know me. I find a bike, I gotta save it. So, you guys have a good one. I'm gonna clean up my mess here and probably go to bed. Night.